Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode, a special episode, Jerry, a Halloween episode of Talk RGV. My name is Mike Singletary, your host. With me, as always, is my co host, Jerry Garza.
What's going on, Mike? You ready to
Hey,
talk
Jerry.
about the
Well, not too scary, man. I don't know.
extraterrestrials and the ghosts and the
Ghosts
goblins?
and goblins and ghouls, the
Yeah,
Halloween.
it's our Halloween special.
Yeah, man.
For you guys that been listening to us from day one, we had a Halloween special last year.
Yeah. We kind of went over like all the UFO things that happened here in the valley and
Yeah, sightings in the
sightings in Edinburgh and the
far and South Far,
yeah, South Far, the Jeepers Creepers.
the Jeepers Creepers. Yeah,
The flying humanoid in South Far, in Las Milpas, to
Yeah.
be specific.
so if you guys want to know about that, I don't know if Mike's gonna have it in the link below, but you could go search for it. It's out there.
Yeah, I can find the link and I'll put it in the description.
Yeah.
But yeah, flying humanoid, man.
That was the one that I think stood out the most for me when we were talking about it. That
Right.
was I really didn't know too much about it, and I know you were going on in detail with it,
Right?
and people freak out about it.
Yeah, people still see it though.
Yeah.
Like you can go to Las Milpas and talk to people and they'll say they've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
They've seen it flying around there, man. So I don't know if it's. What do you think it is, man? Like a witch, or do you think it's like
I wouldn't doubt it that it could be like some type of witch,
yeah?
maybe like a lechusa, maybe a
Like
guy like a lech in a or a girl maybe like a lechusa.
Because legends of the witches, they're like they morph into animals.
Yeah.
So here in our region, they morph into owls
Mm-hmm.
and like big birds.
Mm-hmm.
You go more towards the west, and they morph into coyotes and wolves and things. Like
Yeah.
that. So more like bipedal. I mean like more dog-like animal.
Yeah.
Pero aquí there's like the lechuza is like a barn owl, right? Like
Yeah.
the white ones.
Yeah.
Were you ever like in high school? Did you ever spend a lot of time outside at night?
Yes, I did, and I remember spending my time
We would see lechuzas all the time.
lechuzas all the time. I don't know if I said this in the last episode, but I remember a family member telling me this, that there were my tia who passed away a while back. She encountered a lechuza on the outside of her house on a tree, and that thing turned into a witch, a naked lady.
It morphed.
It morphed, yes, it morphed into a naked lady, and it was out there just spouting the language that they speak, and
Really?
yeah, and
Where was this though?
in Donna,
Donna?
yeah, and my tia
Man.
started praying the rosary
Right.
nonstop, and lo and behold, you know, the thing. I don't know. This is where because the story's old, so I don't remember if it turned into a lechuza and flew away, or the naked lady ran away.
Like jumped off the tree and ran away.
Yeah, it was. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think it was like the lechuza fell, morphed into a naked lady, and ran away.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, so that one was the creepiest one. And my tia, who said the story, she's not one for fables or anything like that.
She's not a jokester.
She's not a jokester.
Like
She's
whatever
serious.
she says is pretty serious. Because there's
Yeah.
people that are like serious.
Yeah.
Like, they don't joke around. So if they're telling you
They don't
something,
joke around. She's a church going lady. She was a church going lady, and that story freaked me out because I know I've had family members talk to me about, oh, at grandma's house I saw this or I saw that, and the family member that says it is just like, dude, you're probably high, right?
or drunk.
Or drunk, yeah. But
Right.
this one was just like, I kind of believe that one.
Man.
It was too believable. And then as the year started going on, I've heard or read stories of that going on,
Mm-hmm.
where they see an owl turn into morph into
Morph into
a human,
human.
and usually this one was a woman,
Mm-hmm.
pale, running away.
Right.
It's creepy, man. And that story will never go away. I heard this one when I was like early teenage years, man,
Right.
and I've never forgotten it. It just always sticks to my mind. Just of how,
How old were you when she told you? Like,
she didn't tell me it was
Or a family member told
Family
you.
told me that she saw it, she told her.
But you were a little kid.
No, I was like 13, 14 around there.
Pues como quiera quedas todo traumatized, no?
Yeah, dude. Of course. 13, 14 years old. As it is, I remember playing video games one time at that person's house.
Mm-hmm.
And they had the game Friday the 13th.
Oh, okay.
Man, I could not handle going home after that, man. I was just like, I just played Friday the 13th. Jason is kind of scary, Jason Voorhees kind of scary. Is just like, I don't think I'm able to sleep tonight. And it's stupid, but whatever.
Yeah.
I got over it real quick, but that story, I did not get over it real quick.
Right.
It's still...
Well, my suegro once told me that he's from Reynosa, right? Right here, Reynosa. And he used to live like in the outskirts, right, in the rancho. And he said that he was coming home late from working, but he was like late teens, and it was like dark, and he heard somebody kind of like laughing, like between laughing and yelling.
Yeah.
And he looked up because there wasn't anything around him, right? But when he looked up, he said he saw a lady flying.
Wow.
But it was kind of weird. He said that he saw her grabbing onto a stick, not a broom or anything like that.
Straight up stick.
It's just a straight up stick, and she had it like the stick was pulling her, and like she was like horizontal, and she was holding that stick, and it was pulling her towards wherever she was gonna go.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. That kind of stuck with me. I was like, wow. Like, why would he lie about that?
Yeah.
Like, why would somebody?
And then like that little detail of the stick pulling her.
Right.
Like, how would you think of that? You know what I mean?
Right, right. And oh man, he would always have stories of witches and stuff like that, man. And but yeah, in that case, he said he ran into, like, you know how the road has like a ditch. He said that he jumped in the ditch to hide from whatever was like flying above him. Well, that witch. He didn't want her to see him, so he kind of like hid inside the ditch.
Yeah.
And then he said she passed by, and then like he got up out of the ditch and ran home. Pero yeah, man. He had several stories like that, man. Like another one, he said that that there was they had some people in his old neighborhood. They had cornered a witch, and supposedly they were gonna like burn it, right? But the witch managed to get away, or something like that. And then when they went to go find her, all there was like the pelvis bone of a cow on the road.
Oh man, yeah.
And they're like, well, they couldn't find the witch, right? So like they started leaving. Like one of the guys kind of like grabbed the bone, and he tied it to like a tree. And then the next morning when they went, there was a girl tied to the tree.
Oh wow. So she morphed into that.
She morphed into.
So they could like think, oh, there's nothing here.
Right. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, who would make up something like that, man?
Yeah.
Like who would?
The imagination has to be out of this world.
Who would be that creative to come up with like a scenario like that? Like, I don't know what they did to the girl though, but that's like where the story ended for me. But,
Yeah.
But like, so man.
Yeah.
Witches, man. Witches be real.
Yeah, witches be real, man. And you know what? It's not all dark. Look, I know we're gonna get comments saying, "Oh man, it's because you guys don't go to church or this or that." Look, because there's always those type of people, and then they go, "Hey man, just go to church and you won't see stuff like that, or you won't be hearing stuff like that." Look, my tia, like I said, church going lady, she prayed the rosary. The witch ran away. I'll tell you this: two of them, I seen angels also, which is really, really, to me, cool. Never scared. So the first instance, I saw an angel.
You saw an angel?
I saw an angel.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, how long have I known you?
Years, man.
I've never heard this story, man. Go for it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, I'm gonna say this one. The other one, I'm not too sure if it was. I'm not too sure, so I'm gonna say the one that I know I did see it.
Okay, first scenario. Go for it.
The one and only scenario where I did see an angel.
Okay.
So I dropped off my girlfriend, wife, my girlfriend at the time,
Girlfriend at
my
the
current
time.
wife.
Right.
At the time, she was my girlfriend. I dropped her off at her house. 2 o'clock in the morning, in and around that time, and where she lives out on the outskirts of Edinburgh. So
Yeah, it's pretty remote.
yeah,
Sort of.
so I'm getting out, and I'm heading on the street where to go home, and there's nothing there, just a couple of houses, but it's just dark. Uh, so it's complete darkness. So I know I didn't see a reflection of anything. This is why I'm trying to say, okay, I know what I saw because I didn't see no reflection.
Okay.
I've gone through that road many times. I look to my sides. I'm always paying attention.
And you're driving.
And I'm driving.
Okay.
It's not a reflection of my. This was a long time ago. I had an old F-150, so there's no the entertainment infotainment system was not reflecting, or it made me see things. There's nothing on these At that time, the F-150s had like a green amber type of glow on their speedometers and all that.
It was like monochrome.
Yeah, monochrome, exactly. So it was all like that. So to debunk
Nothing
that part of
flashing like
nothing flashing, it was nothing. So I'm getting out and I'm driving, and I don't know why I had a sense of like, I always told my wife, ever since I met you and I will go through this road, I hate it because it just seems super dangerous. It's a two-way road.
Mm-hmm.
People are going extremely fast.
Right.
There's stop signs, but people have passed the stop sign and crashed, right?
Right.
So I've always had, I don't want to say fear of the road, but it's just like, I got to be mindful of where I'm at and pay attention to my surroundings extremely well.
Every time you go.
Every time I go, especially at night when I'm dropping her off, right? Because
Okay.
when I'm coming home or even dropping her off, you never know. So I'm leaving. I'm already out, and I'm already going like 40, 45, and I just felt like somebody was next to me, like sitting down next to me. But no, it wasn't somebody sitting down next to me. I saw an angel literally flying like next to me for like a half a second.
Outside of the car?
Outside of the car, like straight up. And I don't know how to describe it. It had the long blonde hair, like blue and gold wardrobe, just like in the wind, just flowing in the wind. And like, I just looked, I saw it, I was like, what? And then I looked, see where I was going, right? And then I look again, and it wasn't there anymore. But like for like a split second, I saw it. And I was like, oh, wow. And that gave me so much like calm and like, okay, I'll be all right going home. And con eso, I was just like, I think I'll be all right for a while coming and dropping her off and picking her up. I don't think anything's going to happen to me anytime soon. To this day, I mean, I don't really go over there anymore in terms of just visiting my in-laws, right? But because they still live there. But even then, when I go and I come back at night, I still feel like, but at that time and for a few years, I felt safe.
What colors were they again?
Like a blue and gold.
Blue and gold.
Yeah. There was like a long robe. That's what it was wearing. And it was just blonde hair.
Wow.
It had curly blonde hair, but long. And I just looked. I was like, whoa, what? And then
wow, man. And what about the second incident?
the second incident, I'm not too sure if it's my story or somebody else's story. That's the thing. They just either I said it and they described it so much, or they said it, they described it so well. But let's just put it this way: it's the same type of thing. Mm-hmm. They saw an angel, or I saw an angel. I don't know, but the door was open. They were taking a shower. They're scared, and they heard a noise. They opened the shower curtain, and they saw an angel pass by the door real quick. Too fast, because right next to the shower, there's just another door. There's the hall ends right next to the shower. So how can it be going?
They would have rammed into the door.
Exactly.
Okay. Wow.
So I don't know if that was my story or somebody else's story in my family, but that was a story. Wow. That's the other, I saw something.
See. Well, my family has not an angel story, but it's kind of like it's kind of sad, but so I had an uncle, right? And back in the day, they used to go up north to work, right? So he was up north working. His wife and his young daughter were here in the valley. And one was just one day, just like a random uh, morning, his wife was making food for herself, right? And for her daughter, which was a baby. So she set her baby down, um, and like one of those, what do they call them, the walkers?
Mm-hmm.
And well, she started making food in the kitchen, right? And the baby was kind of like rolling around in the living room. So she heard the door open, and she heard like somebody stepping in, but she didn't feel scared because back in the day you'd leave the door open and people like family members can go in and out of the house, whatever. So she heard steps and she kind of like looked in, and she saw my uncle like picking up the baby from the walker,
Wow.
and like he was like holding her and like like giving her kisses and
Yeah.
hugs and stuff. She was like she was on the stove, and she was kind of like, by the time she like turned off like all the burners and made sure everything like didn't burst into flames and stuff and turned around, the baby was back in the stroller, and was my uncle wasn't around. But at the time, he was supposed to be up north, ¿verdad? In like Ohio or Idaho.
Mm-hmm.
And then she got a call like 5 minutes later, and it was our family telling her that he had crashed and that he had passed away.
Sheesh.
So she's like, no, he can't pass away. Like, he was here.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how he was here, and I was surprised to see him. But he was picking up, he was picking up our daughter. And
Yeah.
he was like
Basically saying goodbye.
saying goodbye.
That gave me goosebumps, bro.
Yeah, dude.
That one gave me goosebumps right here.
For real. And that's like the story for our family. It's like he crashed over there and he passed away, and pues I don't know, he got permission to come back and say goodbye to his daughter one last time.
Mm-hmm.
For real, man.
Yeah. No, you know what? I got something similar to that, but not to the point of like goosebumps. It's more like, well, I'll say it. So, I'm at my I wasn't there. So this is my dad. This story is like my tios, my tias, cousins. They were all there.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't there, but they all say the same thing. So, my tios, who's married into the family, his mom passed away. Right.
Mm-hmm.
She was there at their house, stayed there for the most part. I don't want to say all the time because she lived in Dallas, but when she would come and visit him here in Edinburgh,
Mm-hmm.
she knows her way around the house, right?
Right.
Well, she passed away, so they were my family got a little get together and just wanted to say their condolences to my tío, after she passed away, and so they had my tía invited my dad and some of her family to have some breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was breakfast. I want to say it was breakfast. No, they were all sitting down talking. I believe they were eating. I'm not too sure, but all of a sudden they see the cabinet open
By itself.
by itself,
Mm-hmm.
and this, like I said, this story, everybody's saying the same thing.
Okay.
And they're eating breakfast, so it's not like they were drunk or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And this is right after somebody passed away, so I don't think they'll be messing around with me on that one, right? Because they say this story all the time. The plate started just floating in the air, straight up, and setting itself on the table, like if it was ready to sit down and get and eat.
Like it was setting itself up to eat,
Exactly.
setting a place at the table.
Yeah. I think they also said it was like a glass of just a glass. Same thing. Like and everybody's like, watch out, and they just see it floating in the air.
Like slowly.
Yeah, and they were saying that it was grandma.
Mm-hmm. She was mad that they didn't set her a place.
Yeah. And speaking of grandma, I have another one, and this is dealing with my grandma. I remember this very clearly. So when my grandma passed away, it was a while back. One of my tias, the one that would take care of her every day, she couldn't handle her passing. She just couldn't handle it, which is understandable. You're with her every day. You know, it's hard to move on. That's your mom, right?
Right, right, right.
And it was really hard for her to move on. Really hard to move for her to move on. I think it was like 2-3 weeks, maybe even more. And they were saying that it was still, she couldn't move on because she still smelled her perfume around the house. And somebody said, because she's still there, because you can't let her go. You know how they say that they can't really leave because once you go, okay, it's time to move on. They go, oh, it's time for me to move on too, right?
Right.
Go on to heaven or whatever. But it's one of those things that you need to let her move on. You need to move on so she can move on.
Right.
She's here with you because she's trying to take care of you because you keep on crying for her. And that's what my family was telling my tia. She's still there because you haven't let her move on.
Yeah.
And they say that when she finally figured that out.
She stopped smelling the perfume.
Exactly.
Yeah. I've heard that, but of cigar smoke. Cigarette smoke.
Yeah, no, this was my grandma's perfume. Apparently she liked it and she loved it and that's what she would always wear. But obviously my grandma passed away. She didn't pass away. I don't think she passed away in the house. But how would she smell it if there's nothing there? My grandma's been gone for a few weeks. I had the strongest smelling colognes, and you don't smell it after a couple of days, especially the ones that are real strong smelling. Like if it's in there, it's gone for a couple of days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to take it out again. So weeks of smelling it. That just shows you that, you know, she's still around.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they say that if you hold on to it, yeah, they'll be there, and
Yeah.
you have to come to terms with it, and then they'll
Move on.
they'll move on. They'll see that you're doing good by yourself
Mm-hmm.
and go on to their journey. Well, all right, man. So, talked about witches. Talked about
We didn't even get to aliens,
ghosts.
man.
We didn't even get to aliens.
Maybe we'll talk about it in the final October episode. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, it's 20 minutes, Jerry. Have you seen any UFOs at all?
I have not seen any UFOs at all.
I've seen one, but I think I've talked about it in the podcast before.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen any UFOs at all. I think my dad has, and my brothers have. I wasn't along for that ride either, but they said they saw something, and my brothers were like adamantly about saying, "Hey, man, we saw something. We're not lying."
Right.
And I'm a big UFO alien believer, man. Like, I mean, obviously my shirt, X-Files, all that stuff, right? So I'm really into that stuff, but I have not seen one.
Yeah. Yeah, I was driving in Edinburgh once, and it was dark, and I saw a bar with lights. Just a straight
up.
bar with like lights that have colors that planes don't have.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this kind of color, and like pink
Like
and
fluorescent colors.
fluorescent.
Yeah, it's not like a red or a yellow or anything like that.
Pinks and neon greens and like multiple colors, but it was just like a bar, and it was kind of like floating, and it wasn't really moving. But I just drove a little faster to get away from it.
Hey, man. You never know. People get. I mean, there's so many
I didn't want to stop and
stories of abductions and all that. I haven't heard that often about abductions.
yeah,
Maybe the government stepped in about that.
the movie Fire in the Sky.
Fire in the Sky. The what was the other one where the Greys come out?
Encounters,
No, it's the other. It's another one.
Close Encounters
Close Encounters with
of the Third Kind.
the third kind. But yeah, I've never encountered one.
That Sam Walton guy, Fire in the Sky, Sam Walton case. Now he's kind of like gone back, and he's saying that the aliens tried to help him. Because at first he said that they were testing him, and that
But
were
he's like,
probing him.
maybe they were trying to help me. Is
Yeah.
he sick or something? Maybe.
No, he got blasted with their radiation.
Oh.
It blew him like 15, 20 feet, he said, and he landed in a ditch. And that when like he fell, that's when his friends kind of like took off in the truck. But yeah, he's saying that he's thinking about it, and they were like trying to cure him.
Mm-hmm. The movie I'm talking about is Dark Skies.
Ah, Dark Sky.
Yeah, I like that was one of my favorite alien type of like
See,
abduction type of movies.
is that the one where they come out as owls?
I think so.
See, ¿verdad? That everybody's seeing owls, but in reality they're the aliens. But yeah. Yeah, I wasn't gonna stick around, man. I don't know.
Yeah, no, dude. When you see something like that, some people just stay stuck and look at it. But
Yeah.
if you have some sort of like you want to save yourself, just take off, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Survival instincts.
See, fight or flight. I chose flight.
Yeah.
But it was kind of weird, man. It's just a bar.
Well, they're not. As times have passed by, it's not your normal flying saucer anymore. Now they're like bars and like orbs, and it's just different type of things,
I've
man.
seen like a triangle.
Triangles, lights that just morph into other stuff, and it's just so many different types of UAPs.
UAP.
Yeah. So
They should have just kept it UFO, man.
just keep it UFO, but I mean,
It's
we always got to change something,
It's
man.
because they're saying, okay, people have seen them in the water,
Yeah.
like going from the air into the water. So
Yeah.
they're
I've
not
seen that too.
UFOs because they're not flying anymore.
But no, man. I think we're eventually somebody's very important is gonna see something.
Yeah.
And
Did you see I think I sent you the video of people asking Alexa about that telescope.
mm-hmm.
Okay, what did they see? And they said an armada of ships heading
Yeah.
towards Earth and stuff like that.
I don't really want to. I don't. That's a thing. See,
It's just-
sometimes I'm super skeptical of some of these things because
Yeah.
that's when I go, all right, come on, yeah,
Alexa's just referencing a webpage.
yeah,
She even says it, according to so and so, so and so.
yeah. Nah, what's the name of this telescope? It's a new one. The new one that you were sending me the video is it's a new
Yeah.
telescope. Yeah, they talk about that stuff, but I'm surprised that they actually haven't gotten real
Yeah.
cool like pictures of like something that's weird out there. It's obviously used to help us see if anything's coming our way in terms of like actual like danger.
See.
Not that aliens are not actual danger because you just never know.
Yeah, you never know if they're hostile, man.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of Star Trek and Star Wars to know that they can be.
Yeah.
The James Webb
The
Telescope.
James Webb Telescope. Yeah.
Yeah, James Webb Telescope just captured city lights 7 trillion miles away. That's one of them that I sent you.
Yeah, I remember that. I saw that. I think you sent me 2 videos. So yeah.
See.
Yeah. The James Webb Telescope. I mean, we'll see if it actually sees
'Cause I wanna-
something
yeah,
for
I mean-
reals.
When you think about it, let's think about it logically. Let's think about it. Okay. In our galaxy, we found that we're in one of the arms, ¿verdad?
Mhm.
Out in the outer rim
Of our galaxy.
of our galaxy. So we're already in the boonies.
Yeah.
So whatever they send over here, it's like it has to travel really far, man. So
Mhm.
whatever they're sending, either it's unmanned or I don't know, man.
What was the other one that would say it's not that it's unmanned, but they could like just teleport or
They're saying that they can either bend space time.
andale, something like that.
They mess with gravity, so they get here quick. But I don't know. I don't know about that. Technology wise, I don't know.
Obviously, if they're coming over here and trying to communicate with us, they're thousands of years of technology ahead of us.
Well, the people, Bob Lazar. Did you ever see Bob Lazar?
Yeah.
He said that he's mentioned that he's seen an alien
Mhm.
there where he was working back
Yeah.
in S4 and Area 51. And he said, like, after the initial shock goes away, it's like
Whatever.
you're just seeing a person. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm sure if we ever encounter an alien after the first few months, we'll be like, oh yeah, it's an alien.
after the shock goes away, like, okay,
Yeah.
bro, it's a new guy. What was it?
The FNG.
Yeah. Well, all right, Jerry, we're at 30 minutes,
All
Jerry.
right, man. Well,
You
it was a good Halloween special.
Good Halloween special. If y'all have any...
For the next episode, because this is going to air in the middle of the month, right?
Right.
This is airing in the middle of the month. So if you guys want us to talk about anything for the last,
On Halloween...
literally our final, it's on Halloween? When does it air? You got the calendar there?
Oh, man, let me see.
Our final October episode.
Oh, man. So, all these apps.
Mike doesn't know where his calendar's at.
All these apps.
In alphabetical order, right?
Uh,
Got it? No.
no.
Okay, I got mine.
Where's my calendar?
The final episode, you uploaded on the 29th of October. So
Yeah, I'll edit it on the 29th and it comes out.
this one's gonna air. Well, this episode is airing around the 14th, 15th, around the 15th. So if you guys have anything you want us to talk about
The 29th.
on the last episode of October on the 29th,
Yeah.
comment,
Comment.
subscribe,
Send Jerry a
send
DM.
send Mike or me, it doesn't matter. Tag us, and we'll talk about it.
All right. Yeah, man. Well, do that through our social. You can do that through our social medias, through our YouTube. We have full episodes on YouTube and Spotify. We have social medias, all Talk RGV podcast on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok and Snapchat.
Got it all, man.
So, man.
We got it all.
For real.
Mike just saying this takes up 10 minutes.
Yeah, for real, man. Yeah, and we hope you have a great rest of your day, and we hope you have a great week. Jerry, thank you for co-hosting.
Thanks, Mike.
And thank you all for staying to the end of the episode, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Thank you.